At some point, whether we're ready or not, we cross an invisible line. The mirror changes. The calls grow fewer. The world seems to move a little faster while we slow down. Turning 60 isn't just another birthday. It's a moment, a mirror, a reckoning. And with it comes a quiet, sometimes painful realization. The support system you once believed would always be there may not be. Your children, grown, busy, living lives of their own. Your parents, likely gone. Your friends, scattered across time and circumstance. So then, who do you rely on? Here's the truth most people never say out loud. Family, though precious, is not always enough. But this isn't a story of despair. It's a story of power, of rebuilding, of choosing to stand strong on your own terms. Because there are things you can depend on if you build them. 5 pillars: quiet, steady, life-changing. And if you start now, they will carry you through the next chapter, not just with dignity, but with joy. Let's begin. The hard truth about turning 60. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a quiet truth, one that often goes unspoken until it's too late. Life, especially as we age, has a way of peeling back the illusions we once held close. When you turn 60, something subtle yet profound begins to shift. You may have spent a lifetime believing that family will always be there, that your children will stay close, that friendships will stand the test of time. But the reality? It doesn't always unfold that way. Your children grow up, move out, and build lives of their own, with responsibilities that pull them in every direction. Your parents, if they're still with you, are likely in need of care themselves. Friends may have drifted, life pulling them into currents you no longer share. And so, if you're counting solely on family to be your support system in your later years, I say this not with bitterness, but with clarity. It may not be enough. But that truth isn't meant to leave you hopeless. It's meant to wake you up. Because when old structures begin to fade, space is created for something stronger, something entirely your own. This is the moment when you begin to understand. The only support you can truly count on is the one you build with your own 2 hands. It's not a rejection of love or family. It's the realization that your strength must come from within. At 60, life invites you, not gently, but honestly, to stop waiting for someone else to carry your weight, and instead, to begin laying the foundation for your own resilience, brick by brick. It is not the absence of love, but the presence of self-responsibility that marks this chapter. And in that shift, there is dignity, freedom, and perhaps a deeper kind of peace. Pillar 1, health, your fortress. If there is one truth that becomes painfully clear with age, it is this. Your body will not carry you unless you first care for it. At 60, this truth doesn't whisper, it roars. Health is not just one part life. It is the foundation. It is your fortress. And without it, everything else begins to shake. When we're young, we live as if we're invincible. We skip sleep, eat whatever is fast and easy, push through stress without pause, and move as though our bodies will always bounce back. And for a time, they do, but the body keeps a record. Every poor choice, every ignored warning sign, every moment of neglect, all adds up. By the time you reach your 60s, that silent accumulation starts speaking louder. Suddenly, climbing stairs is harder. Recovery takes longer. Your body no longer forgives you so easily. And if you haven't been paying attention, it may even begin to fail you. But here's the good news. It's not too late, not even close. You still have time. Time to shift. Time to rebuild. Because the difference between merely surviving and truly thriving in your later years lies in how seriously you take your health right now. You don't need to run marathons or count every calorie, but you do need to move with intention. Walk, stretch, lift light weights, swim. Anything that keeps your body fluid and strong. Motion is life. And when you move your body, you're not just fighting off stiffness. You're telling yourself in the world that you are still here, still alive, still choosing vitality. Eat food that heals, not just food that fills. At 60, your body craves nourishment, not indulgence. Whole foods, greens, lean proteins, these aren't trendy choices. They're acts of self-respect. And sleep. Oh, how we underestimate it. Quality rest repairs more than just tired muscles. It restores your clarity, your memory, your mood. To care for your health is not vanity. It is responsibility. Because when your health collapses, everything else, your independence, your dreams, your joy, can collapse with it. So build that fortress. Tend to it daily. It may not make you younger, but it will make you stronger. And strength, at any age, is freedom. Pillar 2, financial security, the quiet freedom. As we grow older, our relationship with money begins to change. In youth, it's often about chasing more income, more status, more things. But by the time you reach 60, the game shifts. It's no longer about how much you earn. It's about how stable you are. And that's why financial security becomes one of the most essential pillars of this stage in life. Financial security is not about wealth. It's about peace. It's about waking up without the weight of bills you're unsure how to pay. It's about the ability to say no when something doesn't serve you, and yes when something truly matters. It's having choices: when to retire, how to live, where to go, what to give. That quiet power of choice, that's freedom. At 60, many begin to feel the end of a paycheck approaching. Retirement whispers, or sometimes shouts, around the corner. And with it comes a question that keeps many awake at night. Have I prepared enough? Let's be honest. Expenses don't retire when you do. If anything, they grow, especially with healthcare, home maintenance, and unexpected emergencies. And if you've entered your later years without a financial cushion, the stress can eat away at your joy, your health, your independence. But here's the truth. It's never too late to start being intentional. Say what you can. Cut what you must. Invest with wisdom, not fear. And above all, eliminate debt wherever possible. Debt is a silent thief. It steals your sleep, your options, your future. Releasing it, even bit by bit, is like unlocking your life from a hidden cage. Financial security also means preparing for the unseen. Health insurance, emergency funds, long-term care planning. These are not just logistics. They are gifts you give your future self. They say, I see you, I'm looking out for you. So let your money work for you now, not just to survive, but to live, to travel, to spoil your grandkids, to pursue hobbies, to rest. Because true financial security is not measured in dollars. It's measured in dignity, in freedom, and in the quiet comfort of knowing you are safe, on your own terms. Pillar 3, purpose, the compass of the soul. There comes a quiet reckoning as you turn 60. The titles you wore so proudly, father, mother, manager, provider, may begin to fade. The children you raised no longer need you in the same way. The job you devoted decades to may be behind you. The routines that once defined your everyday now dissolve into stillness. And in that stillness, a question begins to echo. Who am I now? This is where purpose steps in, not as a luxury, but as a lifeline. Purpose is not something we outgrow. It's something we must continually redefine. At 60 and beyond, it's no longer about proving yourself to the world. It's about reconnecting with what truly matters. What moves your heart? What stirs your soul? What gives your days meaning? Not just activity, but meaning. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It's not always about building nonprofits or writing memoirs. Though it could be, sometimes it's in tending a garden, mentoring a young mind, volunteering at a shelter, or learning something you never had time for. Purpose is personal, intimate. It's what makes you wake up and say, today I matter. Without purpose, the days blur. Time feels heavier. Life shrinks. But with it, everything expands. Energy flows more freely. Hope returns. You begin to see that you are not at the end, but at a turning point. A chapter where you are finally free to live for meaning, not just obligation. And the beautiful thing, purpose is resilient. Even in grief, in illness, in change, it adapts. It may soften, shift forms, or slow down, but it never disappears unless you stop seeking it. As long as you breathe, there is something for you to contribute, to feel, to love. Studies show that those who live with a strong sense of purpose experience better physical health, sharper mental clarity, and even longer lives. But more than that, purpose gives your days light. It reminds you that no matter your age, your presence in this world still matters deeply. So ask yourself not what have I done, but what can I still give? The answers may surprise you, and they may just lead you home to yourself. Pillar 4, resilience, the quiet strength within. By the time you reach 60, life has already taught you many lessons, some gently, others with heartbreaking force. You've known joy, yes, but also loss. You built dreams, watched them flourish, and seen others quietly fade. And through it all, one truth becomes unmistakable. Life does not get easier, but you can get stronger. That strength is resilience, and it is not loud. It doesn't always come with grand gestures or inspirational speeches. Often, it shows up quietly in the decision to keep going, to get out of bed when grief says don't, to smile through uncertainty, to rebuild what was broken, even when you're tired of starting over. Resilience is not pretending everything's fine. It's not toxic positivity or denying pain. It's the ability to feel deeply and still choose to move forward. It is both acceptance and action. It says, yes, this is hard, and I will keep going anyway. At 60 and beyond, resilience becomes one of your most sacred assets, because this chapter life, like any other, comes with storms. The body may slow, loved ones may pass, the world around you may feel unfamiliar, but resilience gives you the inner footing to stand anyway, to adapt, to shift, to grow through discomfort rather than shrink under it. And like any strength, resilience can be nurtured. It begins with self-compassion. By now, you've made mistakes. You've carried regrets. But instead of letting those define you, resilience invites you to forgive yourself, to recognize that imperfection is part of being human and part of being whole. It also grows through perspective, the ability to look back and see how far you've come, to realize that what once felt impossible is now just a story of endurance. With time, even pain can soften into wisdom. Staying connected to people, to purpose, to movement is another anchor. Isolation breeds despair, but connection breeds resilience. Surround yourself with those who uplift you. Keep your mind engaged. Keep your body moving. Resilience withers in stillness, but it thrives in motion. Above all, resilience is hope. It's not the naive belief that everything will always be okay, but the quiet conviction that you'll be okay no matter what comes. And that belief at 60 and beyond is not just powerful, it is transformational. Pillar 5, community, the people who walk with you. As we age, we begin to see life more clearly, not through the lens of ambition or noise, but through connection. And somewhere along the journey, we come to a quiet revelation. It is not how many people surround you that matters, but how deeply you are seen, heard, and loved by the few who do. Community at 60 and beyond isn't about crowds. It's not about holiday parties or full calendars. It's about choosing intentionally the people who lift you, ground you, and walk beside you. These are not necessarily the people you've known the longest or those tied to you by blood. Sometimes, the most powerful connections are those forged later in life, from shared values, mutual respect, and quiet companionship. At this stage, your community becomes your emotional shelter. When family grows distant, physically or emotionally, and when familiar routines dissolve, it's your chosen tribe that fills the silence. A friend who checks in after your doctor's visit, a neighbor who shares morning walks, a fellow volunteer who laughs with you over coffee. These simple moments become the threads that hold you together. But like any strong pillar, community doesn't just appear, it must be built, nourished, protected. Reach out, join a group, reconnect with someone you've missed. Offer your presence before you ask for theirs. Friendship at this age may require more effort, but it yields deeper fruit. Because people who choose to stay when they have no obligation to, that's rare, and that's real. Also, don't be afraid to let go of relationships that drain you. Not everyone is meant to stay in your circle forever. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for your peace is to lovingly step away. Make space for those who add light to your life, not noise. A strong community is your defense against loneliness, one of aging's quietest dangers. But more than that, it's your reminder that even as the world changes, you are not alone. Because in the end, it's not about having everyone. It's about having someone, a few good people, the right people. And in their presence, you are known. You are valued. You are home. What you build will carry you. So here you are, standing at the threshold of a chapter not defined by endings, but by clarity. And what has life taught you? That love is beautiful, but not always constant. That time moves on, whether you're ready or not. That the world doesn't slow down, but you can choose how to walk through it. The 5 pillars, health, financial security, purpose, resilience, and community, are not luxuries. They are your foundation, not built overnight, not built without effort. But once built, they carry you. Your health is your fortress. Guard it, feed it, move it, not to live forever, but to live well. Your finances are your freedom. Protect them, grow them, and make them serve the life you want. Your purpose is your compass. Without it, the days drift. With it, every day has meaning. Your resilience is your quiet strength. Life will test you, but you are not here to be broken. And your community, your people, are the ones who hold your hand when words fail. No one else can build these pillars for you. Not your children, not your partner, not society. But in that truth lies your greatest power. You are not powerless. You are capable. So ask yourself today gently and honestly, where do I stand? Which pillars need tending? And then begin, or begin again, because at 60, the story is far from over. This chapter is not about decline. It's about design, not about who you were, but about who you choose to become. And when the storms come, and they will, what you built will not fall. It will stand, and so will you. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment with number 1 to let us know you watched the whole video. We appreciate it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more great content. See you in the next video.